Hey y'all, it's Bridgie from Bougie Texas Barbecue, and today we're making some ribs, but not any ordinary ribs. Today we're gonna make some old school East Texas style ribs. And I'm gonna show you how to make a mop sauce to keep these ribs moist during the cook and to complement the flavor profile. I often use post oak wood, but I still wanted to keep it traditional, so that's why I'm using hickory wood. The wood itself is going to take roughly 25 minutes to catch fire. So this is the perfect time to prep our ribs. Now, when it comes to the ribs, you know us Texans, we love spare ribs. And these are just some good old traditional untribbed racks of ribs. Guys, we are gonna leave these ribs nice and fat. Now, I know when it comes to spare ribs, there's definitely a couple different styles. You can smoke them completely untrimmed. There's also the more modern, common St. Louis style, but we're gonna trim these rims so these little flap ends don't overcook. So my best advice when it comes to trimming your rims, just feel it out. We definitely want a fattier top, but those boneless edges do tend to overcook, so just trim them off. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. You just want it to kind of be even so it cooks evenly. Now, when it comes to the membrane of the rib, I know this is a big controversy, but to keep it traditional and to keep it old school, I'm actually leaving the membrane on. Now, old school pitmasters believe this was a good step to keep the ribs nice and moist during the cooking process, as well as incorporating that mop sauce. Now, when it comes to the seasonings, you know us Texans, we like it nice and simple. No fancy rubs, salt and pepper. You can add a little bit of garlic. I'm using SPG for today's cook, and that's pretty much it. Our fire is ready to go, so now it's time to throw the ribs onto the smoker. As I stated before, if you've seen any of my other cooks, the middle of my reverse flow is my prime spot. We're gonna smoke these ribs completely unwrapped. We're gonna let these go low and slow at 225 degrees. I'm gonna let my ribs do their thing for the first 3 to 4 hours. Those are the most important hours of the smoke. Remember, guys, we're going back to basics. The first 4 to 5 hours are the most important part of the cooks. That's where the smoke is infused into the meat. So don't worry about those ribs. They're fine. Leave them alone. Focus on your fire management, because the smoke that is produced the first 4 to 5 hours is the flavor that's going to be on your ribs. In the meantime, I'm going to show you how to prepare a mop sauce that's going to complement these ribs. So the first ingredient you're gonna add is a fat. The next ingredient we're gonna add is onions. I recommend either a yellow or sweet onion, and it wouldn't be a good mop sauce without some fresh garlic. Saute the garlic for a few seconds before adding your lemon. Next, I'm gonna add that W sauce. Next, we're gonna add some apple cider vinegar. You're also gonna add salt and pepper, as well as 3 to 6 cups of water. We're gonna bring it to a boil and then allow it to simmer. Now, I do want to point out it is very important that you keep this mop sauce warm. You do not want to put any cold liquids on top of your smoked meat. That is a big no-no. It's been officially 4 hours, so now it's time to mop. Now, I do want to stress that you want to lightly dab it and do a light layer of mop sauce. You don't want to drown these ribs. The whole point is to keep them moist. Now, if you're on an offset smoker or a reverse smoker like me, I recommend waiting till your refueling time, so that can vary anywhere between an hour to 90 minutes to mop your ribs. Now, if you're on a smoker that is self-regulating or you have a longer period of refueling time, like for example, our Bronco, you don't need to refuel it for 5 to 6 hours or even longer. I recommend mopping these ribs every hour to 90 minutes to ensure your ribs stay nice and moist. But you don't want to open the lid too much where there's too many temperature swings throughout the cook. And you're going to continue doing this all the way throughout the cook until the ribs are done. Now, these are how the ribs look about 6 hours into the cook. You can see the bark and the skin of the rib is beginning to crack. That's a good indication that they're almost done, as well as the bones sticking out. Now, because we left the membrane, the bones are not going to stick out as much as if you were to remove them. But remember, every rib is different, so some might stick out still. These particular slab, they didn't stick out too much. So these old school East Texas pitmasters would cook the ribs until they were nice and bendy and flexible, but they did not break. So as you can see, these ribs are pretty flexible, but they're not exactly where I want them to be. So I'm gonna let these ribs continue cooking, and I'm gonna check in on them around hour 7. And they were pretty much done at hour 7, so I decided to mop them with some delicious thick barbecue sauce. You can put pretty much any barbecue sauce that you want, but if you want to do it like this, it has to be savory, it has to be tangy and lightly sweet, and the main ingredient has to be tomato based. Sugar over caramelizes pretty fast, so wait for the last 45 to 30 minutes to add your barbecue sauce. If you would like a sticky rib, you can always serve it on the side. So I'm going to let these ribs finish their thing. I'm going to rest them for 30 minutes and then it will be time to slice. Alright guys, so this is the final result of our East Texas style old school ribs. Now I am only featuring one rib rack because the other rack of ribs did not make it to the cutting board because my family devoured them, and that's a good sign. I just wanted to show y'all the rib before getting into slicing, that it's definitely rendered out, it's juicy, and I'm very happy on how it came out. As you can see, as I slice into the rib, these little bits and pieces of meat that are falling off, that's okay. The rib shouldn't be falling apart as you slice it. That's a big indicator whether it was a little bit too overcooked. It should still keep its form. The meat should pull away from the bone softly. The bark is definitely a lot darker than my traditional ribs, but we got a beautiful smoke ring and it's definitely still juicy. And as I said earlier, the meat is definitely rendered, especially these little fatty pieces up top. But I'm gonna give y'all a better look to see the juices internally. It's there, it's definitely moist. And honestly guys, I was a little bit surprised how juicy and moist these ribs are. I normally wrap my ribs about 4 hours in. I am a low and slow kind of girl, and they were pretty much almost as juicy as my traditional ribs. So I was very happy, very surprised. The bark is a little darker than I prefer, but it was insanely good. The smoke was definitely there. The bark was very, very bold, and that tomato sauce just balanced it out. And I still got those vinegar acidic notes from the mop sauce. So overall, I definitely rate these as a top choice rib. But let me know what y'all think down below. Would you smoke these ribs completely unwrapped, or are you more a modern rib type of smoker? Let me know down below in the comments. The full recipe will be down below in the description. Till next time guys, enjoy!